Hello and welcome back to my channel. Don't mind the fake voice, I didn't feel like recording but the text would clog up the screen. Today we are playing Cities Skylines. This is my long-running city, Trevoro. It is my best city yet, and the goal with this city is to get as many people as I can in it and keep the traffic above 80%. So far I've got 93,000 population. I want to get to 100,000. Right now I am working on the lower sector across the river. The roundabout is backing up a bit from all the industry traffic. Perhaps another lane will fix the problem. I want to phase out these middle turn lane ones anyway, they are glitchy. The industrial is called Stinkyville 3 and the town part is running up that hill. I ran out of circle names to name my districts, so I just put something down. It's important to name your sectors unique things so you can remember them better. Just a quick overview of my game: I have Industries, Mass Transit and Sunset Harbor DLC. And a bunch of mods. Linked to all the mods and custom buildings will be in the description. The roundabout is flowing better with the extra in and out lanes, but I can optimize it further. Putting more lanes to turn out of the roundabout might get traffic moving better. And it looks like it worked. When you are trying to solve traffic problems, it's also important to look at the pedestrians. In this case I put a walking path in for them when I built this sector. The citizens will walk surprisingly long distances, so give them paths to many places. And now there is a terrible clog right in the entrance roads to this industrial section. You want to keep the roundabout traffic moving. See, I put a yield on the other road. You can see that the cars are overlapping and going in the intersection a lot. Many times this is because the pass-through intersection sign is on. But not this time. It's the road, it doesn't work right. I put a 4-lane instead and it's fixed. This is the only place to enter and exit, so it's not surprising. But there's still a lot of cross traffic here, and I'm not sure if the top lane will ever get out. So instead, after a lot of fiddling with lane management, I redirect them with a one-way road. As I'm waiting for the traffic to clear, I look out for any other things I have to change. I realize that the cars are trying to use this space to turn around, so I turned that off and accidentally despawned a bunch of them. I make the one-way extend to the intersection to prevent this. I don't think it will harm the crematoriums that are on this street. By the way, it's insane how many crematoriums a city needs. You can see if your city needs more by seeing if all the cars are used. I'm just about done with this section, it's flowing a lot better. Let's enjoy a moment of traffic moving along. Now let's see where else needs help. The island seems fine. The new ball area is fine. Stinkyville 1, actually okay. Stinkyville 2, fine. The highway is backed up here, but not too bad. I think I fixed this interchange up later. These new areas are doing great, no backing up here. I keep adding circles onto QuadCon, but it never gets busy like the name suggests. It only had 4 circles to begin with. You can also see here my extensive subway system. You need a really good subway system, it saves so many car trips. If anyone is interested, I can do an overview on it. Okay, highway time. The merging here is slowing down traffic a ton. It's because they want in the far lane. Banning them from the far lane helps, but they still slow down when the oncoming cars want in the middle lane. Now I can't tell if they are getting stuck elsewhere. Let's let the traffic flow for a bit. Oh, there is the problem. The intersection before it is slow. They are using the center lane as the only one. So fix that and oh, great job guys. Top tier AI here. I got so tired of this I went and looked at the rest of the city. Let's try a smaller road, and let them choose their lane in the merge. That seemed to work. Alright, let's work on Stinkyville 2 and the surrounding areas. This sector is still being zoned. Slowly zoning an area lets you not overflow the road network. This area doesn't look congested at all, so we can add more industrial zones. And let's add this area to the neighboring zone. And the industry we zone has filled in, so let's add some more. Now to this other roundabout, the cars are slowing down. The in-game traffic routes tool is very helpful to see what lanes are most popular. The cars are not using the other lane, so let's tell them to do that. They can pick their lane earlier. That looks better. Let's go back to the circle and add more industry. They seem to like the slip lanes I've given them, but there's a lot of cars turning around in the roundabouts and then heading over to the other industrial. Let's add another slip lane going the other way, so they don't have to use the roundabout. And then we make it pretty. Now let's focus on this area. It's not very well designed, but it looks cool. I also think the roundabout style is bad for how much traffic this area gets. First, the cars are queuing up to get in. This is because the cars in the roundabout are using only the far lane where the new cars come in. There's also not a lot of cars doing this. Let's make the lanes less here. After some research, I ban regular cars. This is undone later, but I did this because cars would use this interchange to enter the areas to the right when there's another interchange it rather them use. As you can see, there's a large road connecting these sections that almost no one uses. I want to connect these two areas and extend the big road to the left roundabout. Now they look connected, but I banned normal cars going through the double circle. So they have to go around or walk. Which they do. There's a metro wall through here. So I am going to make a road right next to the cemetery and make all these roads big, or lane ones. Let's put a yield sign coming onto this big road. Using the node controller mod, I can make this intersection flow better. There's a ton of pedestrians walking here, so this intersection needs separate crossings. Sometimes I do it automatically with the pedestrian crossing mod, but I'll draw this one out by hand. And I see now in editing that there are traffic lights there. I usually turn them off. Back to the left, turn off the yield sign cause it was just clogging the roads, and back to the intersection. It needs some help. Finally, I make it so incoming cars don't use the same lane. A lot of fixing traffic is waiting is seeing what the cars do next. Now I use the in-game traffic routes to see where everyone's going. I really should redo this whole area, but instead I will scooch this to be bigger. If you have a weak PC, I highly recommend pausing the game while you do this, but mine can handle it. Now these two intersections are close together and cars are coming out of both of them. I am going to reverse this one so the cars go further back and don't have to turn so close to the roundabout. And this one I am going to make one way. Now the inner roads are getting clogged because they are small. I fixed the inner roads, but I'm cutting that out because I don't even know how I fixed them. Just know I put some pedestrian crossings in. Then I go and see how the new road is doing. It looks great, except for these traffic lights. And let's get rid of the parked cars, it looks cleaner. Just now I realized I left these services cut off. Now I have to find new homes for them. MMMH, I don't need you. Now these cars are changing lanes in the middle of the road. Choose any intersection. This can be a 2-lane. And let's fix the concrete finally. And I'm not sure you noticed, but my population has hit 100,000. That was a big goal of mine. I've never had a city that big before. I'm going to keep working on it, but I am running out of space to put highway interchanges. I have some footage for another video about the new sector I built in between fixing the traffic. So there will be at least one more Cities Skylines video. If you like this video, leave a like. And if you want to see more, comment.